What's going on, guys? Alain Gonzalez here, MuscleMonsters.com, and welcome to another episode of Ask Alain, where I take your questions directly from my Facebook fan page and answer them right here in one of these videos. Alright, before I get into it, I just want to let you guys know that for the Muscle Monsters tank tops and t-shirts, once I'm done selling out of this next batch, or this first and last batch, I won't be making any more available. So what I'm going to do is, if you're in the United States, I'm going to give you free shipping. So I'll put a coupon code on the screen, and I'll also do 50% off shipping for anyone who's international or outside of the United States. Alright? So again, once these are sold out, I won't be making any more. Alright. First question, Stoke You Music. I can't get the separation of the lower part of the chest. Any tips? Decline press, or I know decline press, but anything else? You got to remember that the function of the lower chest is shoulder extension, all right? So other workouts that are good to bring up the lower chest or isolate it a bit more, or emphasize rather, are going to be cable flies from high to low, or you can also do body weight dips. Okay, but mainly your focus on getting the separation, as you mentioned, is getting lean enough for that separation to show. All right. Omar El Mazri, can't add more weights for a long time. Any suggestions? I'm on a plateau. All right, Omar. What I would recommend for you is to start a training split that focuses on strength training and hypertrophy. You can go about it two ways. One, you can do as I'm doing currently, and you start off your workout with a heavy lift. For example, if I'm doing push, I might start off with the bench press and really focus on a lower rep range to focus on strength for the chest, followed by my hypertrophy work. All right? Or you can have a workout where you have your hypertrophy days where you train 8 to 12 reps, and you have your strength days where you train strictly in the lower rep ranges. All right. Michael wants to know, what are the best exercises to keep on point when on vacation, even if you don't have access to a gym? If you don't have access to a gym, I would recommend staying active. But if you're trying to maintain a lean physique, let's say you got lean for this vacation, right? You want to make sure that you come back home and you're still lean, or that you're lean throughout the vacation. One great thing to do is to stay active, and number two is a lot of body weight, high intensity intervals. All right. What I did for, and he asked this, what I did for my vacation was I stayed active. I still, fortunately enough, where I was, there was a gym available, so I stayed in the gym. I increased my cardio slightly while I was there. I stayed active by taking the steps as opposed to the elevator. Now, I did take the elevator here and there, but for the majority of the time, I tried to focus on taking the steps and, you know, just little things like that to maintain active. All right. Craig wants to know, hey Alain, I was 3 weeks away from completing your Mass in a Flash program, and I've come down with tonsillitis. All right. I feel like I can't train, so I'm just resting until it's cleared up. Is this the best option when ill without wanting to lose gains versus prolonging the illness, or is there anything I can do to minimize the impact on my progress? All right, Craig, you're probably not going to be out of the gym for more than, let's say, a week, I would assume, right, if you're taking care of yourself. So the likelihood of you losing any of your gains it's not likely at all. But if you do, it's nothing to worry about, because once you get back in the gym, that muscle will come back pretty quickly, actually. Also, what I would recommend is, instead of continuing to eat in a surplus while you're not active, go ahead and bring your calories down to maintenance level. That's going to help, you know, maintain the size that you have now. All right, so get better soon. Don't go to the gym when you have this kind of an illness because you're just being an asshole and getting everyone else sick when you don't have to, right? All right. Steve Davidson. Hey, Alain, I have 2 questions, which I would really like you to answer. Number 1, how important exactly are carbs when bulking? All right. For me, in my opinion, carbs are critical when you're trying to build muscle, simply because they provide the energy that you're going to need in order to lift heavy ass weight. It's going to be a lot harder, in my opinion, for someone to increase the amount of weight they're pushing and overload the muscle for someone who is low on carbohydrates or low on energy, as opposed to somebody who's taking in a high amount of carbs, right? Number 2, some exercises that target the CNS a lot more than others. Is this good or bad for muscle mass strength gains? This is great for strength gains, and strength and muscle mass go hand in hand. So a great thing to do to spark the CNS is to start off your training with heavy lifting. So any big compound movements like squats, bench press, overhead press with a weight that you can push about 5 times, that's considered heavy. That's going to be great to spark the central nervous system. All right, Archimedes Aguilar. When going from a bulking to cutting phase, do you still follow what percentage of your calories are proteins? Do you still follow what percentage of your calories are proteins, or must you maintain your protein intake in specific numbers to maintain muscle mass? What I would do is, when you're going from a bulk to a cut, you already have your calories, right? So instead of recalculating to start over, I would keep my protein wherever it is during that bulk, and then focus on slightly decreasing the carbs and the fats as you see fit. All right? And then lastly, Don Richardson, do you recommend deloading, and do you ever deload, and for how long? I've worked out 6 days a week nonstop for nearly a year, and my body's starting to feel the effects. I really hate missing a day, but I know a week or 2 off will do me some good. All right, let me just first say that Don has gotten some amazing results, and if you want to see his before and after picture, it's actually on my Facebook fan page, so go check it out. And yes, I do recommend deloading, especially for an intermediate or an advanced lifter. And it really just depends on what kind of training you're doing. For example, I'm doing a legs push-pull, right? So 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. What I do is every 4th cycle, I deload, which basically means I still go to the gym and I still do the same workouts, except I decrease the weight to a moderate to low weight and just kind of go through the movements, You don't try to hit any PRs, you don't try to lift heavy, you stay in a hypertrophy rep range with a low weight. So basically, you are resting without resting. So it's known as an active recovery, and this is going to help you get adequate rest so that when you come back, you can actually increase your strength much easier than somebody who's always trying to go as hard as possible. All right, so what I would recommend for you is do either what I do, or maybe every 3 or 4 weeks, do a deload week where you still go to the gym, but you just decrease the load. All right? And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope I answered your question. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, make sure to click the like button below. Make sure to subscribe for more videos. If you're a beginner and you want to put on some size, make sure to download my Mass in a Flash guide. It's totally free. Just go to the link in the description, put your name and your email address, and you'll get instant access to that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Until next time, peace.